Midrash Samuel, an aggadah midrash on the books of Samuel, is quoted for the first time by Rashi in his commentary on Isam. 30. In his Ha-Pardes Rashi again quotes from this midrash, saying that it is entitled Asot la-Adonai. It probably derived this name from Ps. Cxix. 126, with which it begins. The midrash is entitled also aggadah Shmuel, and the name Shorob has been erroneously given to it. The error is because in the Venice edition of 1546 the midrash was printed together with the midrash on the Psalms, the title of the latter, Shorob, being taken to refer to both. Contents of the Midrash. The Midrash contains aggadic interpretations and homilies on the books of Samuel, each homily being prefaced and introduced by a verse taken from some other book of the Bible. It resembles most of the other aggadic midrashim both in diction and in style. In fact, it is a collection of sentences found in such midrashim and referring to the books of Samuel. The editor arranged the sentences in the sequence of the scripture passages to which they refer. The Midrash, however, does not entirely cover the biblical books, but as it contains all the passages quoted from it by other authorities, it may be assumed that, with the exceptions mentioned in the following sentence, it never contained any more than it does now, and that its present form is that into which it was cast by its compiler. In two places only have passages been added by later copyists, CHIV 1 and CHXXXII 3 ASEQ. The Midrash is divided into 32 chapters. CHIXXIV contain interpretations and homilies on the first, and CHXXV, XXXII on the second book of Samuel. The author has collected these sentences from the Mishnah, Tosefta, Mekilta, C. Yerushalmi, Bereshit Rabbah, Wayikra Rabbah, Shahashigerim Rabbah, Olit Rabbah, Eka Rabbah, Ruth Rabbah, Midrash Esther, Midrash on the Psalms, Peshikta Rab Kahana, Peshikta Rabati, and Tanhuma. Only once does he quote a sentence from Babli, which he introduces with the words Tam and Amrin. This, as well as the fact that all the Amrim mentioned in this midrash resided in the land of Israel, justifies the assumption that its compiler resided there as well. His name and the time at which he lived cannot be definitely determined. Zuns assigns him to the first half of the 11th century, although the reasons which he gives for this assumption have been refuted by S. Buber, Strack and Amp. Stemberger indicate that the work was composed much earlier than the 11th century, since it is cited by Samuel Ben-Honi, Nissim Gaon, and other early sources. Additions. A manuscript of this midrash is in the Parma library. The first printed edition of the work appeared at Constantinople in 1517 of 1522. The Hebrew date is not fully legible, but it undoubtedly refers to one of these years. It was printed again at Venice in 1546, and subsequently at various places and times. The latest and best edition prior to 1900 was that by Solomon Buber, with introduction and notes. Bibliography. This article incorporates text from a publication now in the public domain. Singer, Isidore A. Al. eds. Our article name needed. Jewish Encyclopedia, New York, Funk and Amp, Joagnals Company. The Jew cites the following works: Zuns, G.V. pp. 269–270, Weiss, Dor E. 276, S. Buber, preface to his edition of the Midrash. Strack, H. L. Stemberger, G. Introduction to the Talmud and Midrash, Edinburgh, T. and Amp. T. Clark, ISBN 9780800625245.